the meeting is being recorded, so welcome everyone. Thank you very much for coming to Naufal's internship graduation presentation. Uh, with me, Furkan, as your host for Naufal's presentation, and here we have some of Naufal's colleagues, starting from Vincent Siregar. Say hi, Vincent.
Hello, I'm
Okay.
Vincent.
Okay, what's your role, Vincent?
I'm a front-end developer, Kak.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, to Kadewa, please say hi and also mention your role as well.
Hi, my name is Dewa. I have the same role with Vincent and Naufal. It's front-end developer. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Very much. Thank you very much. Okay, to Kak Robin here.
My role is backend developer.
Okay, Kak Robin, thank you very much for your brief introduction. And now we also have one special guest star, which is Naufal's lecturer from Sekolah from Stay ITB, Miss Latifa. Thank you very much for coming to this presentation. I hope that you will be enjoying Naufal's presentation and be amazed and inspired by his development here at Bukit Vista. Okay, and the last one, which is our main star for today,
Okay,
which
looking
is
forward for your presentation. Okay.
thank you very much, Ms. Latifa. Okay, now to the star itself, Kanova. Please introduce yourself and also you may start the presentation.
All right, thank you for all that, Furkan. Okay, everyone, thank you for coming to my internship graduation presentation. Today I'll be presenting what I've been doing at Bukit Vista as an intern for the past 3 months. Okay, I'm gonna start the presentation. So, as you can see, this is me. I'm Muhammad Naufal Satriandana. I'm currently a third-year informatics engineering student at Institut Teknologi Bandung, and I currently am a front-end developer part-timer at Bukit Vista. I used to be a front-end developer intern at Bukit Vista, but now I've been promoted to a part-timer. Okay, that's the introduction. And today's agenda will be covering 3 topics. The first one is my projects, operation, and legacies. And the second one will be the things I've learned at Bukit Vista. And last one will be my final thoughts on Bukit Vista. All right, the first one, projects, operations, and legacies. So what I've been doing at Bukit Vista. So there's basically a lot of activities I've been doing, but the main activities are these 4: coding, meeting, communicating, and hosting. So coding, this may sound obvious to all of you because as a front-end developer, what I do is basically coding. So in coding, there's a lot of technologies involved. These are some of the technologies. Here is GitHub. GitHub is for repository and version control. And we have React. React JavaScript is a JavaScript framework for front end. And this is Tailwind, which is a CSS framework. And this is Redux for state management in React. So those are the technologies I use for coding. Next one is meeting. So meeting I usually do if I want to ask a problem or to brief someone or to basically talk to anyone and my colleagues. So I usually use Discord or Google Meet for meeting, and I can just talk whatever I want to anyone. So the next one is communicating. We can communicate anything basically to anyone. So the technology I use is Slack. So Slack is basically a messenger app that is really efficient for communicating in this online environment. So last but not least is hosting. So hosting is basically serving customers through platforms or channels such as Airbnb, Booking.com, Agoda, or etc. So as Bukit Vista is a hospitality company, hosting is the main business activity for Bukit Vista. So we actually serve customers that want to reserve hotels, villas, or anything basically. So I've done hosting too. Okay, that's all the activities. Next, there's Bigger. So what's Bigger? As you might know, Bigger is a Bukit Vista's internal application. So this is the layout for Bigger. So what is this? Bigger actually does everything. Actually, it's kind of like an enterprise resource planning program. So we can see the revenues and the list of guests and employees, everything basically. So as an intern, this is what I've been working on for the past 3 months. I've been focusing on developing Bigger, maintaining it, bug fixing it, etc. Right. Okay, so this is my first project. What I did is default date filters. So what is this? So in Bigger, there's a guest check-in list, which is a page where we can see all the guests that check in for today or the guests that check in for tomorrow, etc. So it is in a list, and we can filter it by the date, by the booking category, etc. So what's the problem with the current, with the past system? So the filters are working fine, but actually the date filters actually has a default value of the previous one we set it to. So for example, if we set the filters to this date and we hit apply, it's applied, of course. But tomorrow, if you log into Bigger and see this filter is still in this date. But what we actually want to do is to set the filters to today's date. So we don't have to reset it again and again and again for tomorrow, and etc. So the solution is to change the default date filters to today's date. So when you log into Bigger and set it to this date, and then you log in tomorrow, the date is changed to 1503. So we don't have to click it, and it saves a lot of time. Okay. Next project I've been working on is clickable listing name. So there's this feature on Bigger, which is a booking details. So we can see a particular booking of a guest. We can see all the informations, and one of the information is the listing name, which listing is associated to that booking. So here we see. So what's the problem with this? So the list, this name is used to not be clickable. What's that the problem? So say for example, we see a booking and we want to know the source in Airbnb. Which listing is this associated to? We cannot just click it. We have to copy this and paste it to another page, and then after that, find the link to the corresponding Airbnb page. And that is a lot of step for just clicking, for just finding out what the listing is. So the solution is to attach the link directly to the listing name. So then the user will just click it, and it will be the user will be redirected straight through Airbnb. And that again saves a lot of time. All right, the next one is automatic price calculation. So there's another feature in Bigger where if the guests want to request for a transportation, the guests have to ask the customer service for that, and the customer service have to fill out this form for recording the transportation request. So what's the problem with this? Well, okay, this form looks normal, but the problem is this right here, the price per car. There's a lot of situation where you have to know the price of car. For example, say the guests want to transport from Bingin to Canggu, but this is not filled already. So what the user have to do is to find the price from Bingin to Canggu in another document, which is very tedious, and the document is very large, which contains all the data of the transportation price, and the user have to find it manually one by one, and that's tedious. So the solution is to automatically calculate the price between 2 points. So when the user enter Bingin and Canggu, the price is automatically calculated, and the user doesn't have to go to another document for that. And that again saves a lot of time. All right, the next one is paste image into messages. So there's another feature in Bigger again. where users can message the partners about a particular booking. Right here, in this case, Nikolai Moraviu, and the user want to paste an image here. So the user can, and the user is able to paste, but the user cannot paste it directly by Control V. But the user have to click this symbol and find the file on the computer. The problem with that is we want to paste the picture we copied directly here, but we can't do that. So the solution is to just add the functionality to that. So the user can just paste it here. So the user doesn't have to save the picture first. All right. And the next project is one of my bigger projects. This is a bigger notification. So we already did have notification system in Vigor. So what's the problem with that? The problem is the user usually miss important notification from partners. So this is just an example. For example, this is the old one. But the problem is the user doesn't know what type of notification is this, and the user doesn't know if the user has already read the notification or not. So the solution is to improve the notification. This is the after one. So here, as you can see, there's a filters for the notification. So we can filter the notification by its type. So for example, messages, booking, payout, etc. So we can focus on that particular filter. And the user also can see if the user has already read it or not by the symbol, the blue symbol, the blue mark. It's marked blue, it's unread. And if not marked, it's already read. That's the improvement. All right, now last but not least, this is the newsletter page. So what's the problem? The problem is we need a system to broadcast messages to partners, but we still doesn't have a system to do that. So the solution is just to make one. This is the newsletter page where the user can fill out basically a newsletter which have titles and the content. You can type anything here and style it, and then send it to every partners or just specific partners based on the filters. All right, that's basically all I've did in Bukit Vista. Now on to the things I've learned in Bukit Vista. All right, so this is the three main things I learned. So this one is the hard skills: Redux, React, WebSocket, Git Flow, Scrum. All of these technical skills I've learned in Bukit Vista is very, very valuable as a developer, because this is very important for developer. Okay, on to the next one. Do not stay quiet, talk it out. This is one of the soft skills I picked up on Bukit Vista. What this basically means is I'm going to give you an analogy, but it's quite technical. So I'm here as a front-end web developer, and as a front-end web developer, we have to communicate with the backend. So the front-end developer have to give the backend information of what is needed from the front end, and the backend has to provide something for the front end. So what I used to do is to stay quiet. And why is that bad? So I used to assume that the backend is always right, and I have to work around it. So for example, I still need A, but the backend only provides B. So then I used to think that, okay, B is all what I get, and then I have to work around B. But actually, that's not kind of good because it's not effective. What you have to do is to say to the backend, I need A, then the backend provide you A. That's the valuable lesson I learned from Bukit Vista. All right, the next one is problem-solving skill is very important. So yeah, as a developer, this is very important because what you do is actually solving problems for a living. There's a problem and there's a solution. So if you don't have this skill, it's kind of bad for you because what are you going to do if you do not know the problem and you do not know the solution? So this is a very important skill. All right, next on to the final thoughts. All right, as a first internship experience, Bukit Vista helped me a lot in getting an initial grip in the business world, and I also learned a lot of valuable lessons for my personal growth. Right, this is what my final thought is. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Kak Naufal. It is very unfortunate that I think Miss Latifah is out for the meeting, probably her internet connection issue. But okay, let's move forward. Kak Naufal, before I ask your peers and colleagues regarding the comments of your work during your time at Bukit Vista, I'd like to ask myself, um, among those projects or activities that you did in Bukit Vista, what project that you think is the most significant work that you've done?
All right. Actually, there's one work I didn't mention here. Why didn't I mention it here? Because I didn't finish the project, and I didn't finish my project during my internship, but rather I continued through part-time.
Mm.
So the one is actually called chat management page, and I also did not include it here because it kind of failed. The project failed, but I learned a lot of valuable lesson from there. Because yeah, I learned a very hard technology, a new technology for me, and also I've learned that not everything works smoothly. In that example, the project failed. That's a valuable lesson.
I see. Okay, but I think it's fine. In Bukit Vista, we see that we fail many times, but the most important thing is that we learn from our failure. That's why we have this core value named fail fast, so that we all can jump up again and learn from our past failures. Okay, but back to my questions regarding all the projects that you have mentioned in your presentation. What is the most significant project to you?
All right, in my presentation, actually is the notification page. Actually, yeah.
Bigger notification page.
Notification, yeah, that's the first kind of a big project for me, and it's kind of successful for me, and
Oh,
yeah, I learned a lot.
okay. Why do you think that the project is significant to you, or the project is big to you rather than other projects that you've mentioned?
All right, so the other project that I mentioned is kind of like, you can say, a little bit tweaking and bug fixing. As for the notification one, I completely made it from scratch, and yeah, it's not just improving, and it's not just improving the old one, but I made a new one from scratch, and that's why I learned a lot, because it's kind of big, the first big project I did in Bukit Vista.
Oh, not yet, not yet. Okay. So now would you like to walk through with me, give the walkthrough to me about what is the behind the scene of developing this project? Because as the user like me, I've been in hosting several times, and I saw some developments that you've mentioned, and thank you for you and also other product development team easing us the hosting team to better do operational work. But yeah, for us, it's look like very simple. Just automating the calculation, like putting up for example, the price of transportation. We input the number of car, and just we easily can see the calculation at the end, what price that need to be delivered. But I believe there is a lot of work behind that. So in this case, with your biggest project or most significant project in notification part, would you like to tell us the story, like what's behind the scene? How do you develop from scratch to later become this important or significant notification for partners in be bigger or bigger?
All right, so first of all, obviously you have to learn what is needed for the project, right? So for notification, you have to learn new things for developing it. So here I learned, first specifically, I learned WebSocket, and I also learned the state management used for it. So that's the first important step. And the next step is to reuse what have been done before. So in bigger code base, if you might know, is very big. Like the application is very big, and it's already from several years ago. There's already a lot of code, so you don't have to actually made it from scratch. You can just reference the previous code for your project, and that's helped a lot. Yeah, that's the main things to note for the project.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay, then. So I think we can move to the next part, which is the comments from your peers and colleagues. To Kak Vincent first. Kak Vincent, are you still here with us?
Hello. Is my voice is
Yes,
clearly
your
heard?
voice is pretty well heard. I believe you are you Naufal's friend from ITB?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, I recognize that. I heard that Naufal brings someone that he knows well to Bukit Vista. Also, that's you. Okay.
Yeah.
Kak Vincent, as Naufal peers in ITB and also Dr. peers in Bukit Vista, what do you have to say to Kak Naufal here about his work?
Okay. Actually, Naufal is I already been his friend for maybe 2 years, I think, and I think Naufal is a hardworking person that I know, and this also fun. And I think what he state in his presentation is the real things that he really do it with his heart. I think like that from Naufal. For Naufal.
Okay, thank you very much. So you've been friends with Naufal since 2 years ago. That's pretty long. Where did you guys first meet?
I with Naufal at the orientation of our school at university, and
Oh,
yeah, and also we are in the same group like that, and from there I know Naufal better from their orientation.
oh, I see, I see. Okay, so so Miss Latifa is also your lecturer.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's very nice. Okay, Kak Vincent, thank you very much. Now I would like to go to Kak Dewa. Are you still here, Kak Dewa?
Yes, I'm still here, Kak.
Okay, thank you very much for staying with us. Now the same question as from Kak Vincent as well. What do you have to say to Kak Naufal that audience should know?
Um, I don't know a lot with Kak Naufal because I'm not in one university like Vincent's. But I have tried to talk a bit to Kak Naufal before we hear before this meet. Uh, thanks a lot because of your presentation. I got insight for what will happen next to me uh, uh, while working project, and it give me a lot to prepare myself. And yeah, I'm just yeah, that's cool that Kak Naufal can solve all that problem and made it up until here. Congratulations, and I will try to do best like you. Thank you.
Okay, Kak Dewa, thank you very much. How long have you known Naufal then?
Uh, I have heard about him a lot because Vincent already tell it to me. But when I talk with him directly, it's just this day.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Okay, okay. Okay, so you mentioned for me it's quite an interesting and funny work outline. You said that Nova's presentation give you a heads up about what will happen to you. So, do you think what will happen to you is a good thing or a bad thing? Like, oh my God, this is a disaster. There's so many projects, or oh, this is good. This is opportunity to explore it.
Um, well, I can say both, but if but but if we think more about it, it can give us benefit like yeah, it will increase our skill to create project or solve problem, even if it's hard. Yeah, that's what we will do in IT. So I must to get used to it.
Okay, that's amazing spirit that we all want to hear. Okay, thank you very much, Kadewa, for your talk and comments to Kanopal. Now, to I believe the longer partner here, as at least in Bukit Vista, to Karobin. Karobin, do you have something to say to Kanopal that audience should know?
Yeah, congratulations for Naufal. I think Naufal already have a lot of contribution in Bukit Vista, and he already did good actually. And now he's part of my team. So yeah, good job, Naufal.
Okay, because you are the longest person that have been in touch with Novel professionally in Bukit Vista's work. Um, what do you say, Novel, in a daily basis? Do you think Novel is a person that you can rely on, or what? Can you explain more on that?
Uh, Naufal, I think I can rely on him if I need him.
Okay, okay.
Naufal.
So, okay. But here's another question. What do you think need to be improved from Novel?
Need to be improved from Naufal. I
Yes.
think the technical skill, and it used to be the communication because he's very quiet. And then I told him,
Oh,
if you need something, just talk me. I will help you. Now it's
oh,
already improved. So yeah, good job.
okay. Actually, about the communication thing, Nova also said that as well in his presentation. It is very interesting to dig more about it. Would you mind to share maybe one of two cases regarding Novel's fail fast on the communication on being so quiet?
Uh, I think it was when we are working in notification project because I think I give Naufal the wrong data and he just quiet. And then I see the result. I told him, no, you shouldn't be like that. So if you uh see the thing is wrong, just told me, I will fix that. And the next project, in the next project, I think he already improved that.
Okay, okay, cool. Thank you very much, Carabin, for the better clarity for Noval's part. And you said also the technical skill. What technical skills that need to be refined by Noval?
Actually, there are a lot in front end,
Mhm.
like Redux, managing state, testing. I think it's still messy. So yeah, it needs to be improved.
Okay, so how do you think Noval can improve? Where he can learn?
He can learn from internet, reading article, and then actually there are a lot of course, and you can learn from me about the design pattern. So yeah, I will teach you.
Okay, Noval, hear that, Noval? Your you have actually a free teacher here. So if you would like to expand or probably increase your skills in more technical terms, you can ask Robin, or probably just browse the internet and find the articles regarding Redux and Magic State as what Robin has mentioned. But I think yeah, you are a very an outstanding intern, and we all, as Robin and also every other team said that you are an outstanding intern. That's why Bukit Vista would like to proceed you as a part timer. So yeah, congratulations for everything, Naufal. And do you have some last words to say before we close this session?
Yeah, of last words from for myself. I hope that continuing part time will develop my soft skill and hard skill even more and help me grow as a person. And for everyone, I hope you got the same benefits from Bukit Vista and enjoy being in here.
Okay, thank you very much, Naufal, for your last word. Okay, so I guess that concludes our intern graduation presentation today. So thank you, Kak Robin, Kak Dewa, Kak Vincent, also Miss Latifa, that came earlier in the first minutes to come and show Naufal's presentation. I think we can dismiss and continue our day. Thank you very much all, and see you when I see you. Bye bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you, God. Thank you all.